Good evening. Who will be the greatest showman tonight? A Crucible final is always a high-wire act, no matter who is involved. But this time, the lineup is different. It features a mature class of performer, pure class. It features 42-year-old Scottish strongman John Higgins and 43-year-old Welshman Mark Williams, escapologist and occasional king of clowns. Well, tonight, one of them will become the oldest Betfred world champion for 4 decades. And right now, it's Williams who's the ringmaster.
So 10-7 overnight, and we were looking forward to a fascinating third session in this final, Steve. And John Higgins had to get off to a great start, so he would have been mortified to see this outrageous fluke from Mark Williams.
And that fluke was the springboard for Mark Williams playing some wonderful snooker. He looked more and more...
Wow, that's a superb shot there. Absolutely played to perfection. What a pot. He is a shot maker. Wow, look at the action he got on that. From that position, Mark Williams is absolutely flying. He's won all 4 frames and he now leads 14-7.
Well, the mid-session interval couldn't come soon enough for John Higgins, and quite frankly, Steve, he came out and played 3 brilliant frames of snooker. Where did he find those from?
Well, it's something we've come to expect from John Higgins, but he needed a bit of help from Mark Williams and also a bit of luck. When Mark Williams went into the pack off the blue, he didn't get the split, and you could see the annoyance as he smashed the table. It was just the help John Higgins needed.
Preposterous potting pulverisation by the wizard. He keeps his hopes alive with an unbelievable clearance.
And he's now 4 behind, 14-10, Mark Williams.
And so into a massively important final frame, Steve.
Mark Williams takes the last of the session and he goes in tonight with a 15 frames to 10 lead.
Mark Williams will have been delighted to win the last frame in style, and he leaves John Higgins a mountain to climb. He's got to win the session 8-2 to lift the biggest prize in our sport.
Wide and got big handles, and there's a lady on top.
She's doing something, I can't remember what it is. She hasn't got a snooker cue in her hand.
It's very shiny and it's lovely to hold.
Oof, shiny. It's got a lot of names on there, a lot of good names.
Oh, a cup, isn't it like a cup with little handle? Oh, well,
it is, with a guy playing billiards on the top.
Big and silver and, I don't know, shiny.
Very, very big and shining. Huh?
It's a big silver-coloured thing with the ears.
It's the peak. It is the absolute peak of what you've done. There's got a lot of very, very famous names on it, and you're one of them.
Just to get your name on that trophy once, that's what you want to do when you turn professional. That's what all the hours and all the years of practice went into.
You're part of the history of the game that you love, the game that you've loved since you were a boy.
The trophy is the statement you're world champion.
It's just the emotional connection that each winner has with it once it's actually within their grasp.
I think it's everything. It's got so much history. Every player would admit that this is the one.
When you see it sitting on the side of the actual snooker table, and you're 6 foot away from it, you think, yeah, ooh, that's a lot. There's a lot in there.
I remember holding it, I might have given it a kiss, and then I put it up to my mates, my friends and family. That's a great moment.
You know, the first thing you do actually when you pick the trophy up, you give it a big kiss, and then you look at all the great names that have gone before you.
It probably means more when, almost in a weird way, when someone else lifts the trophy and you think, you know, you've got the trophy, but look at my name's there as well.
I asked Dennis Taylor if he minded putting it in the boot of his car. After I just beat him, I mean, I didn't think about it, I didn't have a car, you see.
Strangers used to come and knock on my mother's door because they could see the trophy on the, you know, through the window on the front room, and just come in and get a picture with it.
I was absolutely petrified that I was going to lose it or get it stolen, so it stayed in the bank.
Alex Higgins, when he won, and he was in tears, and his wife came on with the baby, and that was the one I remember the best. Yeah.
It's our Dennis, I think, just not quite wanting to grab it, but then just kissing the top of it. Fantastic.
Joe Johnson the year after that, when he was a relative unknown, and for him to come and lift that trophy so unexpectedly.
Fantastic. I'm on there somewhere.
Really?
Oh, wow. Wow, that is really special.
Oh. History. It's pure history.
It's great. I like it.
Come on, is this a real one? Is it? Tell me the truth. Is this the actual trophy that all these guys have won?
I thought I was going to cry for a moment.
Wow, look at that.
It is timeless, huh? And I like it.
Oh, it's great. It's remarkable. It's genuinely a privilege just to hold it.
Wow. I'm going for it all. Oh, shaking.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome the Welsh double world champion, Mark Williams. Comes Scotland's four-time champion of the world, John Higgins.
Well, not since Ray Reardon in 1978 have we had a world champion in their 40s crowned at the Crucible. Age is just a number, of course, and the only number that counts tonight is 18. And it's an all-star cast out there, and in the commentary box as well, with world champions Ken Doherty and Dennis Taylor. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Hazel. Good evening, everyone. What an incredible introduction that was for these two brilliant former world champions.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Frame 26, John Higgins to break.
And it's John Higgins who gets the first frame this evening underway. Needs to get a good start. And straight away he's left a possible long red for Mark Williams, who has potted so many like this throughout this final. Oh, didn't get close to that one. You could expect a little bit of an edgy start with all that introduction and the atmosphere,
Well,
Ken.
I'll tell you what, Dennis, I don't know how the boys are feeling, but the hairs on the back of my neck are standing up, that's for sure. What an atmosphere we have in here tonight. Nothing like it. Bank holiday Monday, the final of the World Championship. And two great champions battling it out. This red definitely pots Dennis to the left hand middle pocket, and Mark Williams, without doubt, one of the best middle pocket players that we have in the game. And there you see another example of it. What a shot he played. Not nice on the black, but have a look at the angle here. Brilliant.
Well, that was difficult. The black is equally as difficult. No, is it? No. It looked as if it might drop. Had to just float the black in at one stage. Mark thought it was going to drop. Wasn't comfortable, so the best thing is to get up and then get back down on the shot. Make sure your mind is clear. Well, he needs a good start, and he's got the first opportunity here.
Yeah, he needs a fast start from John Higgins here. He's going to have a chance of clawing his way back into this final. Immediately taking the aggressive shot, and that's worked out a treat. Great shot. Big target, the Reds, of course, but
8.
Still good aggressive opener. Split the pack nicely on the red. He's got a red into the left centre pocket as well. Go up for the pink or blue here.
Nine.
Once again gets up off the shot and clears his mind. Oh, the cannon. Well, it's not too bad. He's a bit close to this red. It could have been nicer than this. He wanted a fuller
50.
contact on those reds that he cannoned into. if anyone could come back from this deficit, it's the man you're watching at the table here.
Yeah, there was one magnificent clearance he made earlier when he was 65 behind. He made a 72 clearance.
21.
And kept him alive in this match. And as you said, Dennis, he's done it before. He did it against Judd Trump. 11-9 down, came back to win 13-12. A quarter-final.
22.
Yeah, in fact, it showed that at the top of the show where Mark Williams made 60 and was unlucky and slapped the table. Very rare for him, but he knew that John was going to clear up. He just sensed it.
Still
28.
Not exactly in prime position. Okay, he's got this red into the bottom right hand corner pocket. May stay on the pink or go for blue. There's a choice.
29.
And that's perfect. You've got the 3 reds and then the 2 reds, and I think he's got the angle on the pink to leave that, if not the other 2 to the left of the pink are also available. Yeah, he's dead straight, so he can't get to those 2 that are just to the left of the black. So just a fraction either way, it would have been straightforward here.
$35. $36.
Can now hear a pin drop in the Crucible Theatre. Both players got a standing ovation when they were introduced.
43. $44. $51.
You see 50 ahead. He's just checking the scores there. He's working out the mathematics. He needs 3 reds with colours. Just to
52.
Put the frame beyond his opponent, Mark Williams. And it all came from that wonderful black into the pack. Just to split the reds, lovely, nice controlled shot, aggressive shot, but very controlled. And this break has been exceptional. Here you go, here's the shot again. Look at this. Nicely into 59. The pack, a little bit aside, just to brush off it and stay on that red just below it.
$60.
Well, we have said for years that John Higgins has got the best snooker brain in the game, and he proved it there with that shot you seen when potting the black. Because it's paved the way to giving him this opening frame, just this red needed for the start that the
66.
wizard I wish I was after.
67.
And there's the Higgins family there. They know this is far from over. They know their dad can come back.
And there's the score. 73 ahead. That black will stop Mark
74.
Williams. Even contemplating coming back to the table should John Higgins miss, but John just making sure the score is there.
75.
That's a wonderful shot. And we said that John needed a fast start. Well, it doesn't get much faster than this. Possibilities of a century now in the first frame.
82.
John's had 10
83.
centuries so far. Mark Williams 11. We've had 82 centuries so far. 86 is the
88.
record. But will he be able to get the century? Needs a good angle on the colour to get to the last difficult red. It's not a natural angle to cannon the red, so
89.
he'll be faced with a tough final red.
'96. '97.
What a start for the Wizard of Wishell. Opening frame. And there's Oliver there with ton up for his dad.
104.
Typical
106.
John Higgins, this, Ken.
It's fantastic. Absolutely top quality from a great champion.
109.
And he's playing a great champion as well. And I have a lot of respect for each other. But this is shown bottle and courage in all its glory here.
130.
Just exactly what Higgins and his family and all the supporters would have wished for this start.
118.
And look at the break there, a yellow, a green, a brown, 3 blues, 4 pinks, 8 blacks. He's been all over the table. And everything's been going right in the centre of the pocket. What a way to start the session. John Higgins plays the table with a magnificent break. And you can't do much about that. He needed a good start, and he's got it. He's pulled the frame back. 15-11.
Wow, and as we start the final session after 17 days, confectionery fueled like Mark Williams yesterday, are our two world champions here, Steve and John. John's got to win 8-2 this evening. Every long journey starts with the first step. What a step.
Brilliant, absolutely. And that's as good as he's hit the ball in the final. That was a wonderful break. His cue ball control was absolutely immaculate. That's the start he was looking for this afternoon when Mark Williams fluked the red in the first frame and he didn't get, and after then Mark Williams took over. But that's a great start.
How much do you think that nerves from the Welshman are going to play a big part this evening?
Well, if he's given enough chances, he may be able to get over the line very easily, but it's down to John Higgins to make sure that Mark has to work for it. But interestingly, that's the first time John Higgins in this match has won the opening frame of a session. And so, therefore, he's got the upper hand. Can he capitalise on it? Because sometimes, regardless of the scoreline, you can get your opponent cold on the table, on the session. So it's now John Higgins' job to try and just sort of like press on. Not easy. You never know where the balls go.
He's made 4 centuries. Mark Williams has made 1. This is an absolutely top-class quality final.
Oh, right the way through. It's been, every session has been fantastic. And, you know, don't kid yourself, because one's 42 and 143, they can't play. This has been wonderful stuff.
Right we go.
Well, just what Mark Williams didn't want. That will unsettle him slightly.
Just take a seat there, please.
Maybe just somebody coming back
Just
into
sit
the
there.
seat. Just
Just sit
maybe caught his eye. Referee just, Brendan Moore just directing a member of the audience into the seats. Now there's this black pot into the bottom left-hand corner pocket. John Higgins is coming around just to have a quick look at it. I don't think it does, so let's go up for a ball colour off this red. Good shot. As we saw from that last camera angle, Dennis, at least the red just above the black to the left will pot into the left-hand corner pocket.
I think he just hit this one a little too hard because the pink was available there. I'm sure John was trying to get on the pink. He's not the best in the world with the rest, John.
John Higgins, 1.
And we could see previously that the black didn't go, so I don't think the red goes. Maybe the red does pot. We'll find out shortly. Because the white's coming up towards it. Needs to pull up though. And I think he's just about perfect on it.
4. Five.
Well, he's played for the pink here. I'm not quite sure where he'll go into the pack from here. It may just get onto the loose red below the black first. Well, he's tried to bring the reds into play. From that angle, it didn't look possible, but what a wonderful shot he's played there. Lots of top spin.
11.
Well, that was a magnificent shot there. Get on that red now, just below the black, into this bottom right-hand corner pocket. The one thing about Mark Williams, Dennis, no matter what you throw at him, he still looks as cool as a cucumber around the table. He's got such a wonderful, languid style, never phased.
20.
Yeah, one of the best temperaments you could wish to see. Nothing phases this Welshman. It's not bad. I think you can get onto the pink off this. Just
27.
come across the table. It's awkward queuing, but he doesn't have to hit this too hard. Might be the
28.
wrong side of the pink, but the yellow's off its spot, so that helps the situation. Or he could go between green and brown, just depends how he feels. But with the yellow not being there, it was a good target, but he's a bit too hard. He needs a good kiss here. And I don't think he's had it.
34.
Yeah, put in a little bit of a quick one there. Very pacey on the cue ball. May have found a plant here into this right-hand centre pocket. Well, if he has, well, what a shot!
35.
Well, you're very fortunate, it has to be said. He certainly didn't spot that before he played the pink, but that was a bonus.
It's amazing. He thought he was out of position and then had a glance.
42.
And he found the plant.
$43. 50. $51.
I might be a little bit straight on the black, but there's a red in the middle of that little bunch of 5 that will pot. Yeah, he is dead straight. John missed the yellow of the rest, but I detected possibly that the rest head might have just moved
58.
a little. Yeah, moved to the side slightly. We were talking about that the other day, and Steve Davis was saying, you know, they used to have little cups on it, you know, to prevent that.
This is a big shot into the left centre. That's why Mark is just taking his time. If he gets this, he should win the frame. Normally, so good into this middle pocket. Normally, so good, but always. He knew the importance of it, and just look at what he's left. That was frame ball, basically, and that's why he just hesitated slightly. Now, unfortunately, for Mark Williams, it's come back and left a sitter for John.
One.
The red that's close to the pink spot, I'm sure it pots into this bottom left-hand corner pocket. John could possibly play a cannon here. He's got a red that's available into the same pocket as the black as well. Decided against the little cannon and played for that red just below the pink spot.
Just let the white run away a little bit. You could see by his expression that he didn't get on the red as he wanted. Just let it run away a little further than he intended.
Nine.
But look at the reds now. Well, could he possibly pinch this frame? You never know.
Perfect position.
16.
Play for the blue here.
70.
The blue will go on the pink spot. Play for the red just above the blue to the right. He's got 2 reds there into the same pocket, so he doesn't have to play any more cannons.
22.
So you could play for the middle red here, you can pot that, or you could play for the bottom red, middle red, and then maybe blue again.
$23.
Well, I know he's maybe 5 pots away from getting on that yellow. That is going to be key by the looks of things here. To be able to pot. He's now looking down the table, working the score out. He's already thinking how he's going to get on the yellow to then get him to the green.
Yeah, and the reason he was then is because he's holding the pink spot here, which means the blue will go up onto the yellow spot. And that will certainly help the situation.
28.
Probably contemplating about 6 shots ahead there.
29.
He was worried if the blue stayed on the pink spot, brown to blue, and a possible clearance would have been a bit more difficult because blue would have been on the pink spot. So very, very clear and positive thinking there from John Higgins.
$35.
A couple of shots from here, John will be working out if he could get the white somewhere near there. He could pop the yellow and screw back for the green, but he's got to negotiate this red first of all. Has he got the
36.
angle to get over somewhere near to where I said. He's a bit straight on the brown to do it. I don't think he can now. I think it's going to be change of plan. It would have to be the green to leave the yellow. And Mark Williams knows that this frame is far from over here. Can't get as close to the yellow as he would have liked. Well, he's forced it round. If he misses the blue, he's got a chance. And he's got on that spot. Okay, he's near the cushion.
40.
Didn't get into the cue ball enough. Such a difficult pot on that yellow, but didn't get the desired screw back. This is very dangerous. He's got it. He's got it. He's still got
45.
Another. Keeps having a look at the scores, but he needs brown, blue, pink, and black. Everything in the moment going into the heart 49. Of the pocket. What a wonderful positional shot. Now one more. He's played quite a lot already in this break, Dennis. He needs one more from blue to pink.
Look at the side, spinning the
54.
white towards the pink. 2 more pots and 2 incredible frames he's played.
Mark Williams had a red
60.
on 58 into the left centre. One he's normally very proficient at. Left the red for John Higgins. This is the response. And it's a fantastic response. John Higgins has won the opening 2 frames. It looked, for all money, it was Mark Williams' frame. He's very disappointed. John Higgins cuts the deficit, but it's still Mark Williams 15. John Higgins, 12.
That might be the score, Ken, but we have ourselves a final, boys. What a clearance.
Wow. John Higgins just thrown a hand grenade into Mark Williams' brain there. Wow. I mean, how's he feeling? It's the worst feeling in the world when somebody comes back here that strong. What a clearance. One of the best we've ever seen.
And the green, particularly, was the shot for you guys?
Well, the yellow was good anyway, just to get there off it, but then to play this across the table thin and straight in the middle of the bag. But the whole thing, Casey, I mean, the circumstances, that is an unbelievable clearance. And you asked me this afternoon, you said, is this match, can John Higgins win this match? And I went, no. Could have changed my mind.
Well, certainly, it's your prerogative.
Because honestly, those 2 frames he's played there, as good as he's played in the entire match.
We've talked about huge comebacks at the Crucible. Are we in for something dramatic and spectacular this evening?
Maybe, but I mean, Mark Williams has got great resolve, but he's going to have to need all of it because you know, as those frames start to slowly slip away, it's easy to panic out there, and we've seen plenty of people panic in finals at the Crucible.
We have, John, and actually it reminds me of what he said after that semi-final against Barry Hawkins. He said, I don't want to play snooker feeling like that. I didn't like it. We were gone. That was horrible. I wonder how comfortable he's feeling with John Higgins on his tail now.
Yeah, not great after that clearance. When you've seen him play 2 immaculate frames like that, it does start to get worried. But the one thing I said this afternoon, I mean, John Higgins is going to have to play brilliant, and he's going to need a bit of help. And I know it was an unbelievable clearance, but he got a bit of help because Mark Williams missed the red in the middle.
It's boiling up nicely, isn't it, on this really hot bank holiday Monday night?
Can you just check the volume on your earpieces, please, if 1 or 2 of them are a bit loud in this area? Thank you.
Better break off this time from John. No pot available, just sending the red back up the table. Oh, we said John Higgins had got to play a no-miss snooker. He hasn't missed a thing so far this evening. One of the best clearances, right up there with the top clearances at the Crucible. And there's been a few of those over the 41 years we've been here. look at the putt success rate for this fourth session, 98%. Well, that was pretty poor from John. Not sure what he was trying. Well, he was just trying to send the red past the blue. Not easy to drop nicely on a colour, and with the cue ball tight on the cushion. And after seeing what's happened in the last two frames, there's a big question mark being asked of Mark Williams here.
One.
That was the problem there, getting onto a colour. Oh, what a shot that is. What a cracking putt that is under the circumstances.
Well, Dennis, I mean, that was so courageous. Particularly as he missed a
7.
much easier ride into the opposite middle in the last frame, but that really was.
Thanks.
Really took a lot of courage.
8.
I know, as we're talking about,
15.
got a bit of help in the last frame, John Higgins, but what a magnificent clearance. I don't think
60.
Mark Williams will bottle it. I think if anything that John Higgins will throw at him, he will definitely respond. John Higgins is just going to have to play no miss snooker, I think, to win this final tonight, Dennis, but I don't think
23.
Mark Williams will balk at the prospect when he gets closer to the winning line. That's what makes it so fascinating.
24.
Well, he just missed a shot similar to that in the last frame, and John made that incredible clearance. So he hasn't done much wrong, Mark.
$31.
And we mustn't
32.
forget he still has a 3-frame advantage, so looks totally relaxed again. He always does.
$39. Thanks. 40.
Not quite sure, he's got enough angle to go into the reds here. He still has that loose red, of course. Tried to force it in. Would have loved to have a better angle on that cue ball now. Is he on this red at the bottom of the pack?
47.
Body language would suggest not.
Yeah, he played the split very well. Bit unlucky to leave absolutely nothing on. Played it with lots of side. You can see the white arcing. If anything, it just arced a little too much for him.
Mark Williams, 47.
Just enough room to pass the brown and catch the edge of the reds. Come up a little bit short. Not sure if Mark can get through to the potting angle. No, not of that one. But he might clip this other one in, playing a safety shot into the right corner. No, he just played the straightforward safety shot, but where's the cue ball going to finish? In quite an awkward spot.
That's the player's view. See, he doesn't have anything to go into this bottom right hand corner pocket, but he's got to be very careful. Very difficult to play a safety shot from in the jaws of the corner pocket. Yeah, very difficult indeed. Now what's he left? Red doesn't pot past the yellow, but he has left the red into this left hand corner pocket left of the black. Not very straightforward this off the cushion. This takes excellent cueing.
I mean, he struck that beautifully. I thought it was in. He'd give it every chance from that awkward position with the cue ball on the cushion, and just got to be a little bit careful with this one. He's got to get a little bit of work on it. Probably leave the black into the same pocket. He's got to come around the right-hand side of the black as we look at it. And he's played it well. Could he do it again? 47 behind when he came to the table.
We're certainly strutting around the table with a lot more purpose. There's no doubt about that. He's got a bit more of a spring in his step than he did this afternoon. Looks a lot more confident, John Higgins. He's one of those players that you don't want them coming back at you, Dennis. You know, he's done it so many times in the past. And Mark will be aware of that. But he's going to have to keep going to the well. It just depends on how much he has left in that tank.
Yeah, he didn't pot the black cleanly. That's why he's having to use the rest. It wobbled a couple of times before it went in the black.
Thanks. 9.
Yeah, it's not a good angle to go into them here, I don't think. Just playing for the loose red. It's come up a little bit short.
16.
Of course, with the blue being off its spot, it would be the one in a couple of shots' time he'd want to play into the 5 reds and pink off. Just spotted something on the cue ball there. Referee Bren Moore, local boy, doing his second final here at the Crucible.
He's just having a look at the angle on the red. Will he play for the blue, Dennis,
90.
or will he play for possibly one of the ball colours? Ideally, he'd love to be able to pot that blue, as you said, and go in off one cushion into that big target, you'd have to say, of the pink and the 5 reds. Just needs a good angle though after potting this red in one of these colours.
So
it's going to be in the green, and if he catches this right, that could really open the game up.
Yeah, the only problem about coming this side is that the angle is not as good.
Well, that's what he's looking for there, if he can judge it. And that could have worked out a treat.
What a shot. Slightly lesser target than he would have had on the other side, but couldn't have worked out better. The red in the middle of the bunch below the pink, just as we look at this green again. Didn't catch the pink full ball, that's what he was hoping for, but nevertheless got a good contact on the reds.
And just signs that the run of the ball is going with John. He had a bad run of the ball earlier in this final
31.
where things were going wrong and little nudges were putting him out of position.
32.
Well, this is just been an unbelievable start here. John Higgins still got a bit of work to do though. The middle red does pot. When potting this, would love to just brush off the red below the pink and bring that into play as well, if he has an angle.
39.
Maybe able to stun this red in, just slightly edge the red, just the right of the below the pink. Just coming around to see does that red actually pot, so he may not need a little cannon on it. If it doesn't, I'm sure he has a slight angle. Yeah, nice little angle, and he's played it perfectly. The clearance is on now.
.47. .48.
Well, he hasn't placed the best safety shot. We show you that was a tough shot that he almost knocked that in, but meanwhile John has just let the cue ball slip away. Everything has been inch perfect, and that little smile tells you, right, here we go with the rest.
He's missed a few with the rest. He wouldn't be the most confident rest player up the top, and he doesn't like it. He's got to play, not only pot the pink, but he's looking at the cannon towards the, knocking into the red and knocking this red towards the bottom left hand corner pocket. And a lot can go wrong with this particular shot, and he doesn't like it.
Well, if you're not comfortable, don't play it. I mean, he can get there from the green, I think. But he knows the easier positional shot is the pink, but that's a beautiful shot he's played there. Fabulous positional shot.
51.
Okay, and that
wow.
shot was something else. The Wizard of Wishaw. That wand is certainly waving some magic this evening.
Well, he's played some magnificent shots already.
52.
These opening frames, but none better than that, Dennis, for sure. The green in the previous frame was very, very good. With that, I think surpasses it. Just checking on the score. He's 5 ahead. Green puts him 8, so he's going to need yellow, green, brown and blue.
55.
We said he had to play no miss
57.
snooker, Dennis, and that's exactly what he's producing at the moment.
Yeah, Mark Williams can't do anything about this. He's made very few errors.
$60.
And all he has to do is leave the white with the brown is more or less. Because he only needs the blue.
$64.
Amazing stuff from John Higgins this evening. Wow, smiles all around from the Higgins family. He's played 3 frames, he's won all 3. And all of a sudden, John Higgins is just 2 behind at 15-13.
This is shaping up as a final for the ages. Look at you. Extraordinary stuff from John Higgins. Now, he's found the champion's gear, and how often has he managed to find that gear in the past? He's done it here against Judd Trump 2 rounds ago.
This is better than that. And honestly, this is much better than that. He's been 58 behind, cleared up. He's 47 behind there, cleared up. Started off with a century. I mean, honestly, you cannot play better than he's playing. And he's playing in those frames from behind and got to make those clearances. And some of the shots he's playing, the shot off the green to the last red.
The green, it was just amazing. I mean, like, it didn't really look on. He just got the stun right and he just slid off that second cushion to be absolutely perfect on the red. It's like...
Explain the degree of difficulty of that shot.
Well, it would have been easy to have got the. It's between a topspin shot and too much of a stun. If you stunned it too much, the white ball wouldn't be too far down the table. If it's just pure topspin, it's going to collide with one of the baulk collars. So you had to get just the right amount of between top and middle, and it just reminds me. Well, I don't know. We've all seen the film Terminator. The relentlessness of somebody coming at you all the time. That must be what Mark Williams is feeling at the moment.
You'd think so too. I remember John Higgins saying after he won the Welsh that there's nothing he enjoys better than the fight out there. It's like he can't get that feeling, that adrenaline-fueled, I want to be sick feeling out there, but he thrives in the pressure situation.
You're not supposed to get better when it gets worse. And that's exactly what he's doing. I mean, the heat has turned up right on him there, and he just keeps finding someone. I should never have doubted him, honestly. I should never. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm actually going to give myself a little smack in the face for saying he couldn't win, because, honestly, because this is phenomenal. Yeah. And what a final these two boys are throwing up here.
OK, well, he was 7 frames behind. This man was 7 frames ahead at 14-7. And there were some people saying, well, it could actually end this afternoon with a session to spare. Not a bit of it. We're back
Mark
to
Williams
2.
to break.
Yeah, absolutely marvellous stuff we've been treated to this evening, and I'm sure it's going to get better, without a doubt. What a huge frame now coming up. Last frame, of course, before the mid-session interval. Mark Williams went out just to compose himself. 99 pot success for John Higgins in the last 3 frames. 88%, which is still quite high for Mark Williams. He hasn't done much wrong. Just missed 2. 1 red to left middle, 1 difficult red off the right hand side cushion in the last frame. But then this last frame before the mid-session interval, huge for Mark Williams.
That little flick on the brown there has left John with a chance to put Mark in a spot of bother. It would have been safe, and this shot wouldn't have been available to him. Well, that seemed to spring off the cushion, or else it was a bit of adrenaline because he didn't want to leave it right in the jaws of the pocket, but I suppose he had to be a little bit careful. He didn't leave it sort of towards the brown because of a possible pot into the left corner, the one that John can't see enough of.
He's just got to be careful. He knows that there's also always a possibility of a red going towards this left-hand corner pocket. Doesn't want to leave it close to it. Needs a good cue ball.
That was played. He came up and worked it out. I was just about to say, I think he's got a possible unusual plant. One red onto the other and then in off the other one. That's exactly as he played it.
Green ball. John Higgins.
Certainly did come down to have a look at a very low percentage shot, but you saw where the cue ball was. Making sure his priority was a good length with the cue ball and safety. He's got to nestle into these reds just below the pink here. He's got to be careful. Doesn't slide by it.
Foul, the miss. John Higgins, foul.
I think John will be putting them back. It's too risky to go for that red into the bottom right-hand corner pocket.
John.
Could be touching.
Touching ball.
And it is. Yeah, you said, Ken, it's a massive frame, this, before the mid-session interval. It really is. And I just have a sneaky feeling this could turn out to be one of the all-time great finals. They're having to keep the white over that side of the table because of the red that could go into the left corner there, the one to the left of the two that's together. If the frame goes awkward and it turns into a bit of a scrappy frame, Mark Williams won't mind that. Well, that red that I mentioned, John can see enough of it this time, but where would the position come from? See, that's the red I was talking about. Big shot this.
Right into the middle of the pocket. The red hit the back of the letter. Nicely on the pink as well. Lovely kiss off the red on the way back. Have a look at this.
7. 8.
Well, you could see the determination in John Higgins' eyes there when he was down on that shot.
30. $40.
Wanted to be straighter on this pink into the right centre pocket. There's a slight little grimace from John Higgins. Awkward cueing.
Yeah, it's a mini slip-up, just the position shot there. He's been perfect so far this evening.
Yeah, always had this red on over the left-hand centre pocket.
20.
And he's just got to be careful with the cue ball here. As we see the points scored, look at that. 1,572 points scored against 1,571 for Mark Williams. Amazing. Just got to be careful it comes through
21.
the gap for yellow or green. And he's played that perfectly. Beautiful shot. Nicely on the choice. Have a look at the cue ball here. Played between the yellow and brown. It's perfect. He's cueing ever so well, Dennis. Everything is going into the centre of the pocket. He's got the cue ball.
24.
Tight control.
$25.
Well, this gentleman has done precious little wrong this evening. His opponent is just playing no miss snooker.
$31.
I was talking to a lady back at the hotel and she said, oh, I've got a ticket for this evening, but there might be no snooker. I bet she's sitting in the Crucible somewhere enthralled in this.
Yeah. 32.
Might have got a heavy contact there, just looking where the cue ball's finished. Just a slight kick. As you can see. I mean,
38.
This is quite amazing because he lost 7 frames in a row. How many players would have come back from that?
He's blessed with tremendous temperament as well as ability, of course. That's why he's won this beautiful trophy there, right behind him, 4 times. Looks like he's nicely on the black, and that was well played. He put that cue ball in a position that he'd always be on the pink to the right centre, but just have a look at the gap he's got between the reds for the black. Inch perfect.
This is going to be a tester if he's going to take the red along the cushion. I think
46.
the other one cuts in, which would be lower risk. He's looked at them both. And he's going to take the other one rather than risk the red along the cushion. I think he was hoping to catch the red.
47.
He thought it was an automatic cannon onto the red and he'd have finished on pink or blue. That'll have to be the snooker. Yeah, just misjudged that one. As he potted that, he thought, I'm bound to cannon the red, and he didn't.
Well, it'd be an interesting choice of shot here. He's got a 52-point lead. Does he put a colour safe? Does he play the snooker? He puts a colour safe and tries to play the snooker at the same time.
John Higgins, 47.
Didn't get the snooker, but the brown. Lovely touch there from Mark Williams, came to the table and tapped the table in appreciation. It's played in a magnificent spirit, this final, Dennis, from two great champions who are under the extreme pressure.
Yeah, we've seen them so relaxed before they're introduced, chatting, smiling to each other, but the utmost respect for each other. Well, what he'll be hoping to do here is also knock the black safe, and surely the red won't go in off the black. Well, that's the worst possible outcome for John there. He put the brown safe and immediately he's knocked it back off the cushion.
Let's just look at where he's left the cue ball.
Look how long it is since he's potted a ball. 26.5 minutes. And that was the reason for the miss. He hasn't had any table time this evening, and that wasn't a straightforward pot. Near the cushion again. He was knocking those in earlier in the final, but he's been put under extreme pressure here.
One.
Yeah, never an easy shot. Anywhere close to the cushion, normally so good off the cushion, but as you said, that extra pressure makes a big difference. And of course the table time, Dennis.
Eight.
Well, John couldn't have asked for a better 4 frames. He did a fast start, as we said at the beginning of this final session.
I think the fact that he did get that fast start, but
60.
the way he did it, Ken, 131 break. That set his stall out.
70.
And after that, he's been immaculate. 99% for 4 frames, pot success rate.
Incredible.
$24.
He's been asked a lot of questions during this final, but he's
25.
come up with all the answers so far, and particularly the last 4 frames. Mark Williams, the interval will come at a good time for him. He'll go back to his dressing room and regroup, there's no doubt.
31.
We have a final on now, Dennis.
32.
We definitely have a final on. One of the best that this wonderful theatre has been blessed with. The standard has been exceptional.
39.
And the John Higgins special, one of his doubles.
four-time world champion, wins all 4 frames so far in this evening's final, and he cuts the deficit to 1, but it's still the twice world champion, Mark Williams from Wales, still leading by 1, 15 frames to 14.
We have seen some comebacks from this man over the years, but this has a furious intensity from the Scotsman, the like of which we have rarely seen in any match. How would you analyse that, guys?
I think Steve made a really good point there. We were talking off air there, and you just said about the barrage coming towards him.
Yeah, I mean, it's just from 14-7 behind, he's just been fantastic coming back. I mean, like, Mark Williams goes to his dressing room. He hasn't done a lot wrong in that session, but he needs smelling salts to get over that. And talk about the temperament you need to withstand that comeback. It's horrifying what happens out there. And, like, you need a good temperament in the dressing room as well. Yeah. You need good people in your dressing room to somehow calm you down. The only thing is, Mark Williams has got a good temperament. You know, he's as likely to be going, oh, it's just business as usual.
Oh, really? I mean,
well,
at this
if
stage,
anybody is.
Yeah, exactly.
Earlier on this afternoon, John was under it. Mark Williams was brilliant, and the interval came at the right time. It's come at the right time for Mark Williams. He needs to get out the place, because at the moment, John Higgins is just like a steamroller. Everything he's doing is perfect, getting flicks and nicks. He's hitting the ball as good as he can hit it.
You're absolutely right. 14-7 and the mid-session interval this afternoon, and then suddenly the momentum changed slightly. It did halt him, because, as I say, we were talking session early here.
Well, Stephen Hendry was.
Well, Stephen Hendry was. Extraordinary turnaround.
It's bizarre what happened. Obviously, I mean, Mark Williams ended up the session, he was 5 frames in front, but it still goes back to this amazing shot that Mark Williams played when he potted the blue. We haven't got it on video. He potted the blue, went into the pack and didn't get a leave, and he was furious that he didn't get a leave, because he knew how important that was to keep the pressure on his opponent. He smacked the table because he knew the possible significance. Unfortunately, it looks like he's been a clairvoyant.
Well, exactly,
Well,
yeah. Well, who knows? They're going to have to sit and think about that. I'm sure that John Higgins wishes that that session could just have kept going. But he's got about a 10-minute wait to get back out there. Now, Alan McManus, you've just about seen everything in the game. This is going to take some beating, isn't it?
This is going to take a lot of beating, especially a couple of shots I've got for you. There were 2 shots in that session. The first one's a green by John Higgins in frame 27. Look at the way he plays this. Dead weight. I want to explain, though, there's one crumb of comfort. He's actually playing kind of a square off the cushion. There's not much comfort to be had in that shot. I'm going to try and have a little play at it. As I say, playing square off a cushion is definitely easier. JP will be happy about that. I've missed one, that's fine. But Mark Williams then into frame 28, the biggest miss of the match. It's a tough shot anyway, but you see it here, but watch, he's cueing diagonally off the cushion, which makes it so difficult for these guys. So I'm going to have a little go at it, but because your bridging's awkward, right, for a start, you're cueing diagonally off the cushion, so it's really uncomfortable. Strangely, that one goes in and we missed the green, but anyway, it's hotting up there. John Higgins is definitely getting the better of it. Who would have thought it?
It's fantastic. He missed one at last. He's human. Angles is human. All right, Alan, we'll be back to you very shortly. But, you know, when we look back at this year's championship, guys, there'll be so many things that we remember, not least this final lineup, which is the oldest ever in a Crucible final. But so much more than that. We've had shoulder gate. We've had fist bumps. We've had Steve Davis dad dancing. All of these will live long in the memory. And as Ali Carter might say about a review of the championship, come on then, let's have it.
Always great to see the opening shot in the World Championship. And it's the defending champion who's going to get this match underway. Should be a cracker.
Every little thing that could go wrong seemed to go wrong for me, you know, and when Joe got his chances, he punished me to put the pressure on even more.
Day 1, and Joel Perry has caused a massive upset.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Many snooker players that take to change a light bulb.
Anyone got 10p for the meter?
Cliff Thorburn, who made the
first ever maximum here.
Come on, Tebchai, you can do this.
Oh, can you believe it? What a fantastic effort from Tebchai Unmu.
No, you're kidding me. See, that's a secret, Dennis. Don't look at what you're doing.
I've seen it. I don't believe it.
Any preference, Neil or Rob Milkins?
No, preference would be someone like, I don't know, Willie Thorne or something. You're guaranteed to get the quarters then.
It's Jen's side, you're both on the wrong side.
Sorry,
Both on the wrong.
Well, the referee is telling him, excuse me, guys, you're in the wrong seat. I don't know whether that would affect the scoreboard any, you know. Imagine making a 100 break and they give it to the other man.
Whoops, what's the butt of your cue there, Stephen?
I think that's had it.
Well, whatever it was, it's not there now.
Is this your bottle? Yeah, that's my glass. That's your glass. Yeah. Yeah, Tommy Cooper would do a routine here, wouldn't he? Glass bottle, bottle glass.
Dear, oh dear. It's a chance gone begging.
Goodness me, it's incredible what pressure and tension at the Crucible can do to a player.
Big shot. Well, fully committed. Didn't edge his bets, and Sean Murphy will be absolutely kicking himself.
Hey? Yeah? Thank you. Thank you very much. Very nice of you.
What I really enjoyed was that little shoulder nudge, and it was just a nudge a couple of times. Had that been a game of Premiership football, one of them would have fallen over.
We do have to finish this tournament by Bank Holiday Monday, don't we?
You'll be lucky.
If Barry Hawkins was a car, he'd be super reliable and just purring along nicely here.
Straightforward from Mark Williams.
Oh, he doesn't want the red going in. He doesn't want the red going in. No.
Oh, dear me. It made me jump. And the camera woman as well. Dear me, that was funny. Glad we're not in 3D.
Not sure what he played there.
Oh, well, here we go, one-handed. How about that? How do you like those apples?
Pot's ball's better when your granny makes soup.
He's gone for the double. He's gone
Treble.
into the treble.
No.
Oh,
Wonderful 1-4-6 break. And you can see the smile on his face.
I know you moved on to someone new. Whole life is beautiful. You were the light for me to find my truth. I just wanna say thank you.
Leaving to find my soul. Told her I had to go. And I know it ain't pretty.
Bit of a trick shot there from Bing Sean Wade.
Too young to feel this old. Watching us both turn.
Everybody loves a double.
I know it ain't pretty when two hearts get broke.
Is he still going to get the plant? Well, how often would you see that?
I hope someday we'll sit down together and laugh with each other.
Thank you, frame 12. Buddy Hawkins.
All our troubles we'll lay to rest, and we wish we could come back to these days, these days.
Looked away, and that was a superb performance.
He's just joking there. This will be a foul shot.
3 years of ups and downs, nothing to show for it now.
It's a cracking shot.
When the fire burns out, calling me when
what happened there?
Remind me of what I've done, and I know it ain't pretty when you're trying to move on.
In the end, Kyron Wilson was just too strong.
New innovation this year, that little ledge where the players put their extensions. Saves them bending down. Never seen it before.
Is that what that is? I wonder what that was.
And now for some naughty snooker.
Wow, what a shot. Bit of pressure on this one. It's there again.
John Higgins breaks off in the deciding frame. Good luck to both players and both sets of fans. Great try.
Where's this red going?
Wow.
And that's what it means. Big smile from both players. Isn't that nice to see?
Oh, brilliant game to be involved in. Brilliant.
I assure you, sir, he's doing his best.
Look at this shot he's played. Look at the shot he's played there.
It's there. Oh, wow. I don't believe it. He can't believe it.
Terrific pot.
One player throws down the gauntlet. And John Higgins has responded.
As I walk this land of broken dreams.
Oh, what a time to miss cue. He's got a horrendous kick there.
You like that now.
Standing ovation for both players because Kyron played his part. In the end, John Higgins just too strong. Why not? Why not?
Oh, I got the swerve.
What a shot that is! Hit it all wrong. What a fabulous
and Team Williams and Team Higgins are both here. Both clans are in town and they're all cheering on their men. The dance around the ice bucket with Milkins and Robertson, I haven't seen. That's absolute class.
Fantastic. And John Virgo's commentary was brilliant.
Yeah, it was brilliant. And we've seen a few new terms of reference. The heart of a Kalahari lion. That was the best one from Alan McManus this week. Cracker.
Oh, Alan's been in imperious form in the commentary box. It's been great listening to him. But, I mean, from my perspective, looking at all these matches, when you see the sort of the highlights, the snooker's been beautiful to this. It's been fantastic.
It has. And not just these old guys who are giving us a final to remember here, but we've seen some of the blokes, particularly Kyron Wilson, you've got to say, Lu Hao Tian.
Yeah.
Jack Lazowski,
yeah.
These are the guys, these are the coming men.
Absolutely, they'll be the ones for the next few years, and you just need a bit of experience. Kyron Wilson in particular shot up from number 9 in the rankings. Don't know what he is now, but he's going one way, and he's going to be a handful for everybody.
He's certainly into the top 8, absolutely. Now, at Snooker's ultimate shot maker, we've seen him. It's Mark Williams, of course. He was always going to feature in the shot of the championship. Our experts have had their say in the studio, but do you agree with their 1, 2, 3? Well, in third place, shot B, Mark Allen's wonderful positional shot on the pink against Liam Highfield from round 1. Fantastic shot from the pistol.
Oh, what a positional shot that was. There you saw the perfect example of
51.
Mark Allen's cue power. Could not have played that any better.
Runner-up is shot J, Mark Williams' unbelievable long plant off the cushion from the semi-final epic encounter against Barry Hawkins.
You know, he's trying to knock the red in with the red he's just played, and look at this shot. If this comes off, what a shot that is! That is unbelievable. That is the shot of this year's championship.
And in first place, shot D, this incredible long round from Jack Lazowski against Stuart Bingham from round 1. It set the standard early on in the championship.
Into the corner. What a shot this is. What a shot. Shot of the tournament so far, I suggest.
Well, it wasn't really a competition, it was just a bit of fun actually, but if you manage to concur with these guys, you're on the same wavelength, which is slightly worrying in itself. Jack Lazowski, well done to you. A packet of wine gums is winging its way to you. OK, if you've come in from a very hot day, relax with your bottle of After Sun and perhaps something nice and cold as well, and start soaking up some of the drama. And boy, have we had drama in the first 4 frames tonight. Because as you have seen, Higgins was in all-out attack mode from the off, decisively opening up the pack on his way to his 4th century of the final. A superb 1-3-1 to narrow the gap to 4 frames and remind the Welshman he won't back down tonight. Williams in with a 58 in the next, missed this red in the middle to give Higgins hope and another chance. And when the Scot potted a beautiful green, the clearance was on, one of the best we've ever seen, a 67, and only 3 in it now. Similar pattern in the next. Williams in first with a 47, but when he lost position, the Scot pounced again. A stun run through off the green and another clearance of 82 this time, and the margin back to 2. Now, Mark Williams frozen out. No table time, it was showing. Higgins in again and unstoppable now, claiming 4 in a row in a furious onslaught. He was 7 frames behind, now it's 1. He was down and out, but he is punching again. So, how much mileage is left in this year's final? Quite a bit, it would appear. We are about to find out in the company of Stephen Hendry and John Virgo. What a night, guys.
Absolutely, Hazel. Everybody was thinking, would it go past the interval? John Higgins has been absolutely superb in the first 4 frames. Well, a lot of people laughing and what have you, but Mark Williams has got his serious head on now,
frame
Stephen.
30. John Higgins to break.
There's the pot success. John Higgins. For the last 4 frames, John Higgins has been at 99%. Type of shot we're used to seeing Mark Williams roll in. There you go, he knew that, well, he felt the only red he could leave was the one he was playing. He may well have left that red.
Yeah, it's at this part of the proceedings, it's skill almost goes out the window. It's purely who can handle it. Who can play these final few frames as if it means nothing.
Yeah, and John Higgins, when he dropped 7 frames behind at one stage, every time he came to the table, he was looking for a pot. Now he's closed the gap. I wonder if his tactics might just change a little. And that's a handy rattle in the jaws.
Yeah, I think the one thing Mark Williams can take, he hasn't really done a lot wrong in the first 4 frames. Okay, miss a red to left middle. But John Higgins has just been magnificent.
Cracking safety shot there from John. And giving Mark a problem. It's very congested down the left-hand side of the table as we look. If he's trying to get back to baulk, he needs to hit this well. That's his view, as you see from his point of view. The left-hand side of the table is all blocked, and as I say, very congested down the other side. Giving it plenty of thought, and I don't blame him. Can't really see a containing safety. Sometimes the player will try to nestle the cue ball near this top cushion, but it's not easy to see how he can do that and guarantee not leaving anything. But he's trying. Well, he's going off, I suppose.
John
Better
Higgins
the cue ball in the pocket and staying on the table. Just coming round, John, to see if he plays this pot to the left corner, he can find a path for the cue ball back out into the middle of the table.
Can you sit still, please?
It's one of those, if you get near the pot, you might find the gap. If you miss the pot, you could run into other reds. But he got the pot, run into another red, but he's nicely on the pink to the middle.
Yeah, what a brave shot. Wow.
John Higgins, 1.
That's the first sign of, well, the cue ball may have jumped a little bit, so Maybe have to give John the benefit of the doubt. He had a look into the audience. Really love to win a frame in one visit now, Mark Williams.
Yeah, and you just saw, and that's the anomaly of snooker. Over 35 minutes since he last potted a ball, and he's wrong side of the blue. And John Higgins, when he missed that pink in the middle, immediately looking up in the crowd, and maybe there's a slight movement, just caught his high line.
Can you take it into the dressing room?
Well, we're looking for Mark's extension for his
Genius,
cue.
Leo, just get someone to go and check the dressing room, see if his extension's in there.
If he doesn't find it, we might need an extension. So, full stretch. But then it goes, and this time he gets the right side of the blue. Maybe a little bit too much angle.
Yeah, by stretching out so much, you lost control. That's why he's gone too far. You have to use the bunch just to kill the pace of the cue ball, if anything. That's okay. He went down to him so softly, I thought maybe he was going to stick on the first red.
12.
Well, he made certain he wasn't low on the blue, but he's on a bought colour. It's going to be very difficult to win the frame in one visit, particularly at the moment with the pink and black out of commission.
16. $21. $22.
Seems to have a nice angle on the green, but all these reds seem to be covering one another. And the distance the cue ball is going to be travelling, going to be very precise here. Played for the red near the top cushion. Well, I don't know whether the flick has helped him. He doesn't want to be too straight on this red. Getting down quick, he must have a slight angle. And he has.
26.
Well, couldn't have put that better with his hand.
He may choose to play a cannon. If he takes the cue ball down in virtually a straight line, he's looking at the red, virtually over the pink spot. The red is to the right of the black. If he gets full ball cannon on that, well, it just opens up the frame. Perfect.
Yes, and now he can get the black into play. And now
32.
He can win the frame at this visit.
I'm not sure if the black will go in its own spot. He'd love it to go in the pink spot.
I was always concerned about that cannon. Well, the black does go on the pink spot. I think he's
39.
got a straight red into the right middle, so it's okay.
$40.
Just a fraction short of pace.
Yeah, he's going to have to play this with a touch of left-hand side, which makes the black missable. Yeah, well played. Didn't put a loads of side on. He wanted to make sure he potted the black.
47.
Oh, consequently, he's further away from this red. And again, the positional side of the shot is not straightforward. Just lost control of the cue ball the last two, three shots.
47.
And paid the price. So sometimes it's so difficult. It takes you a good few shots to get back in perfect position.
Yeah, and I think he chose that red because he felt he had more control of the cue ball. He's not left anything at this end, though. Only the red on the baulk line for John to have a go at. Cued it beautifully. Just ran past the red. If it had nestled on, he'd have been on nothing. But judged it to perfection. And Mark Williams will be suffering in his seat now. Started this evening with a 5-frame advantage. It's gone. Almost.
5.
Yeah, we're going to see this shot that Mark Williams plays. Normally he play it with a load of left-hand side. And the cue ball would check and get closer to these three reds. He kind of half made sure he potted the black. Could have got closer to them reds.
Yeah, and that's always been the case. Sometimes when you've got a tricky shot, you concentrate that much on the pot.
12.
Sacrifice position.
Yeah, it's purely pressure now. Both players will do the same thing now. It'll become a test of who's got the courage to still play
13.
the attacking aggressive shots. You'd have to say on what's gone before tonight, this is, you'd be thinking frame over. He's just
80.
been clinical, John Higgins, when he's got in.
Yes, still 24 points behind.
$19.
And there's the Higgins family, and dear me, what are they going through? I assume the black spot still isn't available. Oh, it is. Does it affect anything?
26.
No, not really. Black's available. The red just below it is. And he's got a nice angle on this red.
Yeah, just wants to make sure he's straight in the black. He doesn't want to have to play any black that he has to cannon the red. And he may have to do that now. You see a wry smile. These can go wrong. Simple shot in normal circumstances.
Yeah, it's a case of whether you play the stun. I used to prefer playing these with top. So you run the black in, then you run into the red. You're just going to make certain it bounces off the cushion. Well controlled it now. It's nicely. Doesn't want to be wrong side of straight, though. He's having a good close look at this.
34.
Well, no, the dreaded phone. Anyway, he's okay on this red now. Straight on it. Screw back for the black in the same pocket.
$35.
Now you feel as though if he pots this black, which will make the scores all level, Mark Williams has got the thought that John Higgins is going to draw level now in this match. Just wants up to and including the blue.
42.
Need to make sure you cue these positively. Don't decelerate on the cue and deliver in the cue. It's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, in an ideal
44.
world, of course, you'd like to have been straighter on this green. But dropped it in. Lovely.
47.
And just brown and blue. And the recovery
51.
will be complete. What a performance from John Higgins. Tremendous, absolutely tremendous. And sometimes the intervals can change the way a match is running out. So far, it was the same as the first four. It's all about John Higgins. We're level, 15-all.
Mark Williams has waited 15 years for a third world title. John Higgins chasing a fifth 20 years after his first. It's just levels of greatness.
Where does he find it from? Where does he find this from? I mean, honestly, he looked bereft of confidence. He looked like he wasn't involved in the match. He's got himself somehow from 15-10 back with the best snooker he's played in the entire tournament to level of 15. Where does that come from?
It's as awesome a performance as I think I've ever seen here, and we've seen some amazing performances. And I don't say this lightly, I think John Higgins is the greatest match player the game's ever seen. He's just astonishing what he could do. I know we have so many great players playing in different styles, but he's like a lump of granite.
If he pulls this off tonight, having been 7 behind, it's right up there among the very best performances we've ever seen.
Well, you in your intro today said Mark Williams was an escapologist. This is Houdini. This is Houdini to get out of this.
OK, Mark Williams has failed to clinch 3 chances when he's been amongst the balls. He's had big leads, but usually you get away with it, but not against John Higgins. Mark Williams hasn't really folded. He hasn't really completely gone out there, and he finds himself from 5 frames in front to all of a sudden level. How does he feel? Look, he's sitting there. He looks, well, what can you do? He still looks pretty calm, doesn't he? How can you be?
But you see, the thing is, when the clearance is there, Hazel, every single shot is on a sixpence. There's not one positional shot that's played badly. And he's under the most severe pressure he'll ever be under, John Higgins, but he just keeps finding.
He's won 5 in a row. Now both men need 3 more to become world champion.
Well, John Higgins having a look, see if he can get past the yellow for the half-ball pot, but I don't think he can. Well, he thinks he can. Bend it with a little bit of left-hand side. Ooh, how bad did he hit that? Well, if he's not left anything, he's been very fortunate. No, he can't believe it. He tried to play that with left-hand side and got nothing on it.
What a gift.
9.
Well, there's a lovely angle in the black. Missed the red that's closest to the black, going to the right hand side of the bunch, screw the cue ball through them. He's hit it pretty good.
$16.
Yeah, just need a little bit more backspin to develop that red. And if he come out a bit more, he would have been on one to the middle. I think this is a cut, thin one, but it does cut. It's okay, he's kissed the blue, but being a left-hander, he won't mind that. He's on the yellow. Okay, he's not got the blue on his spot, but he's got the pink in open play and the black available into both corner pockets. Decent chance.
90. $20.
Oh, Mark won't mind that.
26.
Pink on the blue spot.
$27. $33.
Another 35 points needed from this position to get to Snooker's required.
34.
I'm looking at the frame times, John. There's only been one frame over 30 minutes, which you might have thought between these two there'd be you get a few tactical frames, but it's been an incredible standard.
Yeah, there you saw it, just over 16 minutes. The average shot time. But I think both players throughout this final have set the stall out. If they see a red that's on,
41.
They're going to go for it.
Yeah, it's been proper snooker, but this is a very tough red to left middle.
Yeah, you called it. They're not
Mark
easy,
Williams,
those.
41.
But he's not left anything. Got nothing easy.
But it'll just be, I mean, he doesn't look edgy, Mark, but it'll just be the fact he can't seem to get a frame now in one visit. He'll be sat in his chair now fearing the worst in this frame of what's gone on so far.
Obviously, Mark wants to keep those 5 reds in the middle of the table in that bunch, but John Higgins doesn't, so he played this a bit thicker to try and open them up, find the top cushion behind the black. Well, could have played it better, but I don't think there's anything there that will tempt Mark, and the fact he can get low on the cue ball, he can get the cue ball back to the top cushion. He's just looking if he plays the two reds in the middle of the table. If he plays the bottom one, the other one could run into the brown. But once again, you've got to get this cue ball tight to the top cushion to get any benefit. Well, it didn't run into the brown. But he's got a good cue ball. Well, forced into that. Hand up to apologise. Been very fortunate there as Mark not to leave anything easier than this. And John Higgins, no hesitation, sizing up this long pot. But 41 points behind. He needs to get it. Yeah, across that as well. How many times do we see it? Player makes a mistake, just had a bit of luck, and it costs you nothing and may eventually give you a chance to win the frame. Looking at the balls as though they've offended him in some way. But he was quite away with that. As he was with the opening red he attempted that let Mark in for his break of 41. So playing this to the left middle. Played it nicely. Not good on the pink though. It's hard to say unless you're right behind the shot, but if he plays the pink, he's got to be very careful with that cue ball going close to the left corner pocket, it looks. Well, he could get the cannon. And he'll be happy with that. He was running into the red, took a little bit of pressure off the pot.
7. 8.
Looks like a natural angle, just the cue ball will go in between those two reds near the left cushion. Leave him a choice of 2 reds. Choice of 3 reds, in fact. But
15.
what a chance this is to get his first frame on the board tonight.
Yeah. Because the reds are in the ball, Ken, you'd probably think 3 reds, 3 covers still needed.
$60.
Well, we mustn't think there's a problem here. Potting the green. I only say that because if the green spot is available, it could tie that red up.
$19.
Now, as you can see, that red will still pass
20.
the green into the corner. So this yellow and 1 more red, and it'll be Snooker's required, and he'll be mighty relieved to get that frame on the board this evening. This to go 64 ahead
22.
with 59 remaining.
Yep, he'll be very happy about that. Well, that's John Higgins sat there.
23.
That's the problem when you're chasing. He's done so well to get back level, but Marrams just need that 1 frame and he's back in front again. All that hard work from John Higgins, and he's going to start chasing again. He's going to find something again.
25.
Yeah, just because you
26.
close the gap doesn't mean to say you broke the back of your opponent. It's just he's got back to level, playing some outstanding snooker as John Higgins. Can he keep it going? That's the question. His opening red in this frame was, wow, a mile away.
33.
The red's not in, but that won't
Williams,
matter.
33.
And John Higgins will stay in his seat and not the concession. Well, Mark Williams had a go at red and missed it. It was a bit lucky to not leave John Higgins anything easier. But Mark Williams will be mighty relieved. He's got a frame on the scoreboard this evening. One ahead, 16-15.
Absolutely, John. In fact, it's his first frame win since just before 5 o'clock this afternoon. A huge relief. You talk about him being such a clever player. There was a great example of that in that frame, John.
Yeah, there's a brilliant pot in the middle pocket here, but watch the way he plays this, Hayes. He screws the cue ball across over for the pink in the middle, but look where he's left it if he misses it. The cue ball goes tight over to the side cushion, and where he's played it and left it, the two reds are in a line there that's below it. They don't pot. So where the cue ball's finished, it's a shot up for him on the pink, which ultimately got him over the line. But if he'd missed, there was nothing there for his opponent. It's just different.
It is different, and the pressure dynamic is different because John Higgins has been the guy that's been chasing. He suddenly gets on terms again at 15-all. What changes? How subtle is that change, Steve?
Well, it seems to happen a lot in snooker. We see it so often. And unless you're a player that completely wilt when you go behind, sometimes, in a strange way, there's less pressure on you because you've got something to aim at, and in a way, you've got nothing to lose from 5 frames behind, as John Higgins was. And obviously, the other guy has the potential to be looking over his shoulder and having negative thoughts, even though you think you should have positive ones, because nobody likes to have somebody bashing them, coming back at them. So all of a sudden, Mark Williams has been sitting there, hating the fact that that John Higgins is coming back, and all of a sudden, now it's level. Mark can sort of breathe a sigh of relief in a strange way and go, OK, well, it's a fair fight now. I don't have a lead to protect. I can just go and play. I'm free of the shackles of the responsibility of being in front and being the favourite.
And in a way, despite the fact he was sitting pretty at 14-7, he must have known at some point John was going to regroup to some extent.
He'd have a suspicion of it. That's why it's all about you doing your own job and making sure that you do your work. I mean, look, this is the game where if someone's got the cue ball, you sit and watch. Mark Williams is aware of that, and he knows John Higgins is top class at it, so he's just trying to do his own job.
OK, Mark Williams, the Welshman, is in front again. Needs 2 for the title.
Well, possible pot to the right corner, but doesn't look as though he's got the angle just to roll it in and come off the top cushion, so may not take it on. Now just the containing safety. Because if he'd have played the pot, he'd have run in the side of the reds, and it would have been a dangerous shot to have a go at. Trying to cover the red just below the blue with the green, and he looks to have done that. This puts a little bit of pressure on Mark's safety now. Yeah, that wasn't straightforward. He played it well and got a little tap on the tail from John Higgins. John trying to play an aggressive save. Didn't want to leave Mark Williams with any chance of a pot. So he's got to judge the weight of this well. Well, just an ounce of pace too much. Will Mark be tempted? Because he's got a couple of pots he could have a go at here, which would have been a lot more difficult had he been tight to the baulk cushion. Not quite certain what he played there, Stephen. It looked like the containing safety, but he was so far away with it. Lucky not to get the, as Dennis would say, the DDK, the dreaded double kiss.
Yeah, the cue ball was on a path to the right corner pocket.
Once again, John not finding the baulk cushion. Makes such a difference. Ooh, so close. But if it had been tight to the cushion, he wouldn't have played that, because he could strike down, he could play it as a shot for nothing. Screwing the cue ball back to the baulk end. A bit thick with that. Well, looks like the blue has come to his rescue. There you see it. The red near the corner. The one in the middle obviously will pop, but Mark will be more concerned is not to leave this red near the corner, but potting's his game. He's taking it on. Lovely, right in the heart of the pocket, super
One. Stunning pot.
Yeah, and it just seemed to build up with John Higgins not finding that baulk cushion. And in the end, the tactical battle was won by Mark.
3.
Now, can he make the most of this chance?
I think the pink will pot to right corner, and obviously right middle as well.
4.
Well,
Williams. 4.
Everything's missable at this stage. Played his normal shot, he just likes to float them in. But this was always wide. Possibly had an eye on the cue ball, took his eye off the pot.
Yes, and as we always say, when you miss, when you're in, it's usually going to cost you dear.
Yeah, it was one of the reasons why Mark went
1.
so far in front in this match, as he cut down. There was virtually no unforced errors from him. And that's what will decide this match, you feel now, who can have the least of those. When the pressure's on like this, it's about doing the easy stuff well. Making sure you don't gift your opponent chances.
Eight.
Played that with left-hand side just to check it, but because he checked it, it just didn't come off that top cushion as he would have liked. He's not perfect on this pink. Forced him to play in the cannon. He got the pot, he made certain of that.
14.
But to release the reds and get the cue ball moving them and coming out into the open, he needed a bit more pace than that. This is a tricky pot he's gone on here. Whether it's to the left middle, far left corner, this left corner pocket down here. This isn't easy. Left middle it is. No.
John Higgins,
As
40.
I say, like Mark Williams before him, you know, they're just getting a little bit tentative now when they're playing these shots.
Yeah, it's amazing. It was played so well. I mean, the pot success was well in excess of 90% to get level, and since then, well, the pots he's missed, he's not got close to. Above the pink, and it doesn't look a good angle. He may not even play this, although he's snookered from everything else. May have to take the pot on. But from this view, looks like there's... Oh, can he leave? Can he leave a red to right middle?
Well, he feels by playing this, he's got a chance of this very fine cut to the right middle. And then it goes, and it's not a bad kiss on the green. Such a great putter with Mark Williams. Made that look easy. It was anything but.
Yeah, the pinky dropped in as well. You know, sometimes when you've got a pot, when you know you're not going to be in good position for the next ball, you can almost give up on the pot. Tremendous will to win.
That's why the expression, he wanted to be straight on this red. He could roll it in and play for the pink in the opposite corner. When he pots it, he'll be running into another red. And with the blue not being on its spot, it's not straightforward.
Playing for the pink to the same pocket.
12.
Just had a look at the sidebar there. Another 40 points required to get to Snooker's required, and 1 frame away from the title. He's now potted
25.
2,000 balls in this Betfred World Championship.
26. $32. $33.
Still got a bit of work to do. But certainly got the reds in a good position. But, well, I think he's okay. I think he's got this red he's come down to look at now.
39.
He'll be mightily relieved if he's on this.
Is he on it? Looks like he can just get through to it. And this is not a bad red to get out of the way. This was one of the more difficult reds.
Yeah, I might just have to squeeze the cue ball through with some left-hand side. So didn't play a great shot there in the pink. He was lucky. He was landed almost perfect on that red. John Higgins has got to go to the well again, it looks like.
So there you see it, 36 ahead, 59 remaining.
46.
2 reds, 2 high-value colours.
47.
Looks to have landed perfect on the blue.
Well, you have to admire the way Mark Williams has come out after
52.
John Higgins got level in this match. I mean, it's just
53.
Looked serene. He's not looked under the slightest bit of pressure. Okay, he's played 1 or 2 little positional shots wrong, but generally it's been awesome. Incredible temperament. He always has had one.
Yeah, that applause.
59.
49 points the lead now. Just 43 remaining. And that means that John Higgins will not be coming back to the table. What has he got left? Got back to 15 all, but since then, as Stephen said, just seems to have, well, not struck the ball that well. I don't know why it happens. Maybe you think you've done the hard work, you're back into it.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying this has happened, but it's a dangerous thing to do. Maybe you get 15-15, you think, okay, I've got my opponent now
67.
where I want him, but that's a dangerous way to think. As I said, that's a problem when you're
68.
chasing. Done the hard work, got level, but Mark Williams has just found a gear from somewhere. And he's just eased away again from his opponent.
73.
Exactly 100 on.
78. 82.
Perfect on the blue.
87. 93.
Sensational, absolutely brilliant, that really was. That was his 12th century of the tournament so far, the 84th. And Mark Williams is now just 1 frame away from his 3rd world title. He leads 17-15.
He does. Chance to follow fellow Welshman Ray Reardon as a winner in his 40s here, and he would be the first if he can get over the line here. And that's the 6th century of this incredible final. What a night we've had.
Yeah, and what a magnificent performance by Mark Williams. The mental fortitude, I think, needed to not wilt when the player comes back at you is immense. Both these players have been magnificent. This is possibly one of the greatest finals we've ever seen.
Indeed.
The standard has been fantastic.
It has.
He plays 2 shots here, Hazel, one after the other. This is a horrible shot. It's just off straight. You've got to drop it in. You can't do anything with the cue ball to leave himself the thin clip. Now, if you're going to twitch, this shot in the middle pocket is one you'll twitch on. And he gets down and just strokes it in, clips it, and it comes. He cannons the green, and it turns out to be all right for him. But what a shot. This is under the cosh. Absolutely lovely. Couldn't strike it any better.
Well, he seems to have recovered his equilibrium. He looks a lot calmer than he did sitting in his chair, clearly, a couple of frames ago.
Do you know what? Both these players have been very aggressive in this match. There's been very little tip-tapping safety. Mark Williams has just really gone for it all the time. From wherever he was on the table, from the side cushions, he's just remained as positive as possible, and it could get him over the line.
It could get him over the line. And if it does, it would be the longest gap between world titles ever.
Good break off.
Well, it happens quite often in World Finals when the player gets to the stage of needing one to win. It happens very often that he does do it in the following frame because he's got that momentum.
Just get the feeling though, Stephen, that Mark has weathered the storm. Where's the blue ball going? Well, it wasn't the best safety, knocking the blue off its spot, kissing the green. Mark gets first chance.
One.
Kiss on the brown would help. Well, it's okay, he's still on the blue to the middle. But he'd like to kiss on the brown, and cue ball not as close as it is to the baulk cushion.
Yeah, the two reds to the left of the table. I think he can play for the choice of those to right middle. Possibly a red in between the black and the pack that'll go to right corner. So he's got an area he can put the cue ball in and have choices. That's not good. He's going to have to find cut to the left corner.
And there's Mark Williams' family. And his wife, Jo, who convinced him that he should carry on. It was a few years ago, he was thinking of giving up the game. Wasn't getting the results. And it was Jo who convinced him to have one more crack at it. And there's a beautiful positional shot. He's cueing nicely now.
12.
We'll play for the two reds above the black. The one closest to the black goes to right corner. That'll clear one to the left corner. So things developing nicely for Mark. £69 points required to be world champion.
21.
Now, normally players, that one loose red immediately above the black, just leave yourself low on that. Well, he hasn't done. Normally you see a player leave yourself low on that and then pop that and bring
28.
other reds into play.
I think he'll be going into the pack here. Well, he hasn't.
29.
He's going to take the open red. Surprises me a little bit. Will he get the chance to get a good angle again? He's left it to the last minute.
36.
Yeah, at the moment just seems to be concentrating on building up a lead.
37.
But now he has got the angle on the blue, and this could be frame and match winning shot. The blue, pink full in the face. He's on one to the middle, he's on one to the corner. He'll settle for that.
42. 43.
There's no hesitation. There's no messing about here. Just a couple of inches short. Okay.
50.
Normal circumstances. Still an easy pot.
51.
And just found the right angle on the blue. Needs this to run just a fraction more. He wanted to be able to get through the gap.
56.
In those 5 reds. And Joe, well, holding a breath. And John Higgins, well, has his race been run?
57.
It's finished a little bit short in the blue this time.
Yeah, those 5 reds in the middle. He tried to find the gap before to get through to a red to the right corner. Won't be able to do that here. So, just leaving himself, well, a mid-distance red, putting lots of faith in his great potting ability.
62.
Red and a colour needed.
When he's got in. That's what I said before. Normally, when a player gets a need 1 for the title, he does it in the next frame. Oh, would you believe
Mark
it?
Williams,
Would you believe
63.
it? And the clearances we've seen John Higgins make tonight, John, this one would be monumental.
Settle down, please. Thank you.
Well, that's amazing. He only needed
Quiet
the
down,
pink.
please.
He was just trying to roll it in dead weight. He wasn't worried about position. And John Higgins gets one last chance. Well, that was tough. And he knows if he misses one, that's the end of his title hopes. So much pressure. But he's been given a lifeline.
8.
Mark will be
9.
pretty much resign himself to the fact he's going to lose this frame now. That's how he'll be thinking in the way it's gone tonight, the first 4 frames. Okay, you're always living hope, but he'll virtually resign himself to the fact that it's going 17-16.
16.
He knows what John Higgins is like in this position, the best in the game.
70.
Yeah, it's just that red that's near the right-hand side cushion that is. If it was in the middle of the table, no problem getting on it. But as you say, if he wins this, well, Joe can't look. But it will be a monumental
24.
effort, as you so rightly said, Stephen. And this could be the key
25.
shot. Pot the black and get good position.
The red does go to the right middle. It's a cute angle, but if he's right behind it, that's, well, maybe just felt it was a bit risky, but what a shot he's played there. Absolutely to the inch.
32.
Quick glance at the scoreboard. 31 points behind, 35 remaining. Blue will do.
33.
And after the blue, the 6 remaining colours for remarkable clearance, if it happens.
Well, I was just thinking, John, will
38.
that pink come back to haunt Mark Williams?
$40.
Yep, he potted the red. We all thought that was the one that would win him this championship. Missed the pink. but you have
43.
to say, how well has John Higgins taken these?
Absolutely incredible. I mean, okay, they're all in the open. The first red was not easy, but under this pressure, to save your world title bid.
47.
Just incredible. What bottle this guy's got.
$52.
Pink and black to keep his hopes alive.
$58.
Well, you said it would take a monumental effort, and that's what we've seen. Unbelievable! Unbelievable! That was one of the most remarkable clearances you'll ever see at the Crucible. Mark Williams will be kicking himself. He was a pink away from the title. He's got to go through it again because now John Higgins is just one behind. It's 17-16.
You cannot get your breath. This is absolutely astonishing. And you know what, guys? 2010 UK Championship final. John Higgins did this to Mark Williams. He needed a snooker, got it, and nicked the final frame decider. I vividly remember this. This is an extraordinary situation.
Unbelievable game of snooker. I've seen so many matches, so many tournaments, thousands upon thousands of matches I've seen. I have never seen one like this. It is incredible. And Mark Williams is one pot away from winning the World Championship. Drop the pink in the corner. Just drop it in there.
Even stun it in to go behind the black somehow. I know it's the wrong shot, but under the circumstances, stun it in, leave yourself bad on a red.
But every single time he makes a mistake like that, John Higgins comes in under the most pressure and cleans up every time. Mark Williams hasn't got away with one all evening.
The greatest final I've ever seen here. I mean, it's just incredible. John Higgins has got the heart of a lion. Mark Williams has been fantastic. I mean, how can he recover from that again? Both players have got to keep on going to the well.
That's my question. He's still in front.
Yeah.
How does he recover from that?
You just got to play the balls that come and go. You've got to try and clear it from your mind. If ever there was a player who can clear something from their mind, it's Mark Williams. But will he get a better chance than Stephen Hendry? That was his chance.
But he has been mugged by Higgins, as I referred to earlier on. Oh, there is the Higgins clan. Oh. Well, they're obviously icy cool. There's Claudia and Pierce and Oliver.
Through.
Oh,
the
goodness
families are going through it tonight.
Well, I'm
obviously.
sure
Poor
you're
old
going
Joe.
through it at home as well, and I'm sure you're absolutely loving this bank holiday Monday night drama at the Crucible, one of the finest occasions we've ever seen. Just listen to the reception to both of these players. It's still in the balance.
Thank you. Thank you. Frame 34. John Higgins to break. Turn that phone off, please.
Break-off shot from John Higgins. Not the best one, but that's the first time I've seen two players come back in the arena just near the end of a match and get a standing ovation. Oh, right to the heart.
One.
Not on the black.
Mark Williams, 1.
Well, that pot success rate for both players, when you consider they've played 33 frames, is an incredible standard. John Higgins had been so relieved when Mark Williams spotted that first red that he didn't land on the black. I think these two players, John, will be virtually immune from pressure tonight.
Well, I think it's just the attitude they've shown all through the match. They've looked for a ball to pot to win the frame. That's why we've had quick frames. Average time, less than 16 minutes. As you said in the last frame, it's been proper snooker all the way through. Great advert for our game. And that's a bonus. That's a bonus for Mark Williams. Didn't hit that safety shot too well. And that, considered, was a good shot from John Higgins. Not much else he could do. There's a possible pot to the right middle. You wouldn't put it past Mark Williams to take it on if he considers that the only red he could leave was the one he was playing. And maybe there's another one to the right middle. And it was, and it's there. What a pot.
Eight.
Oh, another chance.
9.
Another good chance to wrap up this championship. It's been like a boxing match this tonight. Punch for punch.
16.
That red going in.
17.
Still needs another 50 points at this visit to get to snooker's required. Not a formality by any means. And a little bit short with that one.
24.
Oh, perfectly played. And the blue's not a bad colour actually to play for these two loose reds either side of the pack. Oh, this red and
30.
the red closest to the cue ball. The last open reds. May have the
31.
choice now to go into the pink. He's got a perfect angle in the blue. Big shot.
Decided to play it gently. But he's got a red to continue with. He's got a little bit of work to do with the cue ball.
36.
But just a couple of good positional shots away from clinching this. And played it well, played a nice bit of right-hand
37.
side just to check it on the black.
What a position now. I think he's got 3 reds he can play for here, or 3 reds he can land on.
So there you see it, 45 ahead. You'd say 3 reds, 3 high-value colours.
45.
And he'd be over the winning line. But after what happened in the last frame, nobody will take anything for granted.
He missed one of these earlier on, and it cost him the frame.
52.
He's got to strike this well. Screwing back for the black. And he struck it beautifully.
53.
Yeah, smooth as silk that one. There was no jabbing on that one. But he's not got the great angle on the black, and he doesn't really want to play for the red along the top cushion because it's missable. But has he any other option? No, he's having to play for the tricky red. This red and a black. And John Higgins will need a snooker.
60.
Pressure. What pressure?
61.
Still needs the black. And this time, no mistake. Well, what a performance from Mark Williams to put behind him the
68.
fact that he should have won it the frame before. Nothing John Higgins can do now. He retires 1 snooker, but if this red goes in, that will be the end. And right in the heart. out of the pocket. No emotion yet from Mark.
69.
Emotion from the family. And Mark, I'm sure inside. And John Higgins resigned now to defeat, but what a performance from John Higgins. He's Mr. Black.
Mark Williams.
I'm sorry,
69.
the brown. I'm getting confused here. Well,
I don't think he can quite believe he missed the brown.
Quiet down, please.
I think
Thank
after
you.
he hit it, he got up and thought, did I really miss that?
just shows you. He was trying. It seemed like he was trying to keep his emotions in check, and just completely lost focus. Now John Higgins,
quiet down, please.
In
Thank
effect, needs 3 4-point snookers. Wasn't easy. Played it as a shot for nothing. And, well, just have to suffer a bit more. I mean, obviously, John Higgins needing 3 snookers, and Mark Williams knows his way around the table better than most. It seems like a almost impossible task, but you never know.
Yeah, just to take an extra couple of deep breaths, Mark Williams, just to get this over the line. But he'll be feeling incredible.
Right in the heart of the pocket. Puff of the cheeks. John Higgins will not be coming back to the table now, except to shake his hand and congratulate him. What a match, what a performance. John Higgins gets out of his seat, claps his hands, says well played, and the family go berserk. Mark Williams, he was going to give up 4 years ago, but he's now back in the big time. John Higgins giving it his all, but in the end, Mark Williams was just too strong, and Mark Williams becomes the 2018 Betfred World Snooker Champion for the 3rd time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, everyone, already upstanding, but let's hear it one more time for one of the most magnificent finals we have ever witnessed. And to our amazing runner-up, John, this is not the outcome that you had pictured, but you have played your part here this evening. What guts, what bottle to pull that 65 out to go 16-17 tonight. Can you sum up your feelings at being part of this incredible occasion?
Yeah, an unbelievable occasion. Great to play in front of this crowd again, playing an unbelievable player in Mark. The red that he spotted in the last frame there was just a joke, really. Especially under the pressure that I probably put him under, and he went in and done one of the best breaks under pressure I've ever seen. So every credit to him. Brilliant.
John, it's John, I know you were chasing a 5th title, but this is a 7th World Championship final, 20 years after your first one. Yeah. I wonder how much pride you can take in staying the course here and still starring on this stage 2 decades later.
Yeah, listen, today I'm 13-7 behind. I was wanting to actually take it to a 4th session, really. I didn't want to lose with a session to spare. I luckily done that, and then tonight I came in and put a bit of pressure on Mark, but it was to no avail. But it must have been a good match to watch, but obviously I'm disappointed. But as I said, every credit, brilliant champion. Brilliant.
He is indeed, and so are you. Thank you, John. Thank you very much. And the gang's all here. Joel and Cian and Connor and Daddy, world champion at 43 years of age, 15 years after your last one. How does that sound, Mark?
That's unbelievable. I mean, 12 months ago, I wasn't even here. And to come out and just to play John in the final is, is an experience in itself, because I haven't been here for a long time. I mean, the crowd have been absolutely fantastic tonight, all the way through, really. I just can't believe it.
14-7 up. Expecting an onslaught from this man, you can never count him out, even in these circumstances.
Yeah, you've got to expect to come back because, when you're 50 or 60 in front, he is the best I've ever seen at clearing up. He's in a different league. That includes O'Sullivan, Hendry's different class. When look at the clearances he done against me, I was thinking, Jesus God, I'm never going to get over the line now. And I knew at the end, if I didn't get enough in front, he was going to clear up again. But I'm over the moon.
Did you think days like these were long gone, Mark?
Absolutely gone, yeah. I didn't. Well, 1 year last year, I watched it in a caravan having some beers. But it was great. I mean, I got to say a big thank to my sponsor, Ron Skinner, who sadly passed away a few months ago. So I'm sure his son's up there. I'm sure he'll be watching down, enjoying that. And he's been with me, not just doing well, but when I was struggling, he was still sponsoring me. And big credit to him. Thanks very much.
Mark, you were 28 when you last won the title here. These boys weren't even born. Quite nice to show these lads that their dad's quite good, really.
Well, it's just nice for him to be here. I mean, even if John would have beat me, I would have congratulated him. I'd have been sick. Obviously, I missed a pink one frame, but I don't know where that other break come from after that because I sort of threw it away. But I made a really good break under pressure. And what can I say? Over the moon.
Joe. Of gratitude to the lady that's on the screen now. Jo, your wife, she was the lady. Here she comes. Come on in, Jo. Because you are the one who persuaded this man not to hang up the cue, but to keep going last year. And this is a family snap for the album here. What would you like to say to this woman, the woman who kept you going?
Yeah, she convinced me. Last year I was seriously thinking about giving up, and she basically said, I can't stick when you have 24 hours a day, so you'll have to keep going. And I can't believe 12 months. I got to thank Steve Feeney as well. He's helped me out so much. My game was crap, really, 12 months ago, and now it's in pretty good shape, and I'm looking forward to the next season.
Cian, you have been this man here. This man, Cian, has been the lucky charm for your dad. What do you think of the way he's won the world title this evening, Cian?
Well, he played good against... Oh, what was the first person you played?
Jimmy Robertson.
Jimmy Robertson, he played...
You're supposed to be
good
in school.
Against him. Yeah, I suppose. I wasn't in school then. I wasn't in school for the Milk Robertson. I wasn't in school for a week just so I could watch him play.
Well, I think...
You're supposed to be bad.
I think... You're going to be excused. Don't you worry. You have been the man who's kept this fella on track. Now, I just wonder whether you are going to make good your promise to bear all at the media conference afterwards. Mark, would you like me to hold your waistcoat?
As long as Barry Earn is not going to fine me or discipline me, I'll have to do it. I'll have to do it.
We'll look forward to that. You can see that on the BBC Sport website. But this man has just won the title, a third title, 15 years after his last. He's going to pick up a cheque for £425,000, and that's going to keep him. That's going to keep him in kebabs for a very, very long time. Your champion, Mr. Mark Williams. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your presentation party, Mark Stebbings, Managing Director of Betfred, and Barry Hearn, Chairman of World Snooker. The runner-up, deserving a giant reception, receiving a cheque for £180,000 and the silver medal. He is a class act. He's John Higgins. And the winner, 15 years on from his second victory, receiving a cheque for £425,000, the trophy and the title 2018 Betfred World Snooker Champion, Mark Williams. Your champion, Mark Williams.
What a scene, what a final, what a championship. Congratulations and commiserations to John Higgins for a gallant effort. Back-to-back finals for the Scots. He'll still have to settle for 4 world titles for now, but who knows, given his form, John, and given the way that he came back there. Who's to say he can't come back and win it for a 5th time?
Absolutely not. And 2 absolute titans of the Green Bays, 2 brilliant, brilliant competitors, and how Mark Williams found that after the barrage from John Higgins tonight is incredible, and especially when he should have won it the first time, didn't get the pink. To find that break in the next frame is something very special, but he's a very special player.
They're both very special players. They are A-star graduates of the class of '92, and they have underscored that a million times over this evening.
That's right. The temperament of both players is unquestionably just so high, and it remains to be seen how long they stay in the game at the top. It's not easy staying into your 40s, but it's going to get tough for the young players because the older players are not going away. They're getting lots of match practice, and with these lads around, you know, there's not going to be so many pickings around if these 2 players keep this form up.
Are we likely, in all honesty though, is this a blip? Is this an anomaly? Are we likely to see a lineup like this in a Crucible final once again?
Yeah, why not? These 2 could be in another final again, the way they played through this tournament. Absolutely. Listen, when you're class and you can still play the game, and obviously Mark Williams has been helped by Steve Feeney, you mentioned him. He's found the middle of the cue ball. His cue action is just miles better than it has been. He's won 3 tournaments prior to winning the World Championship this year. He can be back again. Why can't he?
He's the most consistent player of the entire season.
It's been fantastic. Well, there's been some great performances by the older players this season. I think it just probably inspires the younger players to sort of achieve even greater things. Somewhere down the line they will do.
So there's Lee Walker and
Steve Feeney. That's Steve Feeney, the man on the right from
the man who's been at the heart of the transformation in his career, his cue action, and indeed his attitude towards the game, and it's proved brilliantly beneficial. And here they all come. This is Team Williams, Team Float, I think we're calling them actually, and congratulations to them. So it has, as ever, been the greatest fun to be with these guys and indeed all of the team here in what's been a highly memorable championship, I must say. Thank you indeed to you for following us through all of these twists and turns over the last 17 days. It has been fun, it's been great, but Mark Williams is our champion, John Higgins the runner-up for this year. They and we are not taking the swan neck or the spider, but it's the long rest for us. From us all here, good night.